Howdy do, war painters. Time for a low-effort video of me just rambling for X amount of minutes about whatever the fuck with my channel and Warframe, so I don't expect any flashy edits or, well, a script. I just have some bullet points right here. A lot of you seem to like this sort of content and my voice for some reason. I don't know, maybe years of playing the funny space game has deteriorated your taste and humor, but regardless, here we are. I'll put some timestamps down in the description and comments if you want to skip around, so, yeah. First off, the channel. It's nice to start seeing growth again, but that's entirely because I'm back to pandering to the Warframe crowd, obviously. Doing variety stuff nearly killed this channel. After 2 years of alternating between it and Warframe, that is to the point where I did start uploading Warframe again, YouTube just refused to push it. Even when I feel like some of my best work came from non-Warframe content, it just didn't do well, not because just people weren't clicking on it, because YouTube refused to promote it, even to my own subscribers. So here is your reminder to, like, comment and like and ding the bell. I never say that in my videos because I feel like I'm really insulting your intelligence, but you don't realize just how much that helps me, so if you got the time, do that for me. So Warframe is back to being a priority to the channel, but I will start streaming more of that other variety content on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Sabuuchi, which I should be live right after this video goes live, so head on over there if you feel like suffering with the worst of them. Also, now I'm jobless. I recently walked out of my work for health and just mental well-being reasons, so here's my once every 6 months Patreon self-shill. It's in the description of every one of my videos, just one tier for $5. I won't hold a gun to anyone's head. It just helps out a lot and eases me off my savings while I find new work. But again, if you can't give any money, if you have nothing to give, or if you just don't think my content is even worth the $5, which is perfectly fine, commenting, liking, all of that sort of thing, that helps me out more than you can even begin to understand. Next up, Warframe. The last checkup video I did about 5 months ago or so still remains true, pretty much. The content well is pretty dry, with Nightwave being the only real reason to log in. Last time I was told, oh, but Zariman is on the horizon, just wait for that, it's coming soon, you're being a big baby. And Angels of Zariman just ended up being the biggest upset for me since Scarlet Spear. Not enough for me to drop the game for half a year, but enough to get me to go back to old content and, dare I say, other video games. And this time, I really don't want to FOMO into that similar mindset. The next update, Veilbreaker, is coming out this month, and it genuinely looks good. New endgame, like, weekly raid, but not really, with the Archons. New system to further enhance our Warframe's power through Helminth. Protea Deluxe with the single titty exposed. Styanax looks like shit, but not even gonna mince words there. Styanax kind of looks garbage, but we still have some time before release. These maple-sipping Moose Riders are great at working the hype machine, so keep your expectations in check, please. As for nerfs, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Nah. I was right. Get fucked. Wukong gets toned back for the exact same reasons that I expected, which was automation. Now you actually need to play the game and actively pick up ammunition, which is also getting an econ change, the ammo system. AoE will be affected by this as well, and headshots from explosions no longer get a multiplier, which kind of ridiculous that was a thing to begin with, but sure. All while non-explosive weapons get a damage bump across the board for headshots, which makes it a hell of a lot more enticing for people like me who use shit like the Velt and the Aclado. All completely fair. As I said before, DE is not gunning for your power, just your cookie clicker playstyles. Look, I'm not gonna say that I'm a saint and I've never touched AoE. I fucking love the Brahma. It's so much fun, but if it changes, you adapt. Rebecca taking Steve's job and the dev stream crew changing made me a little bit wary at first. Reb was the one who spearheaded the development of the Zariman, as we learned after TennoCon, and I remind you that this airman was a big stinky pee-pee poo-poo that took about another 2 months to fully fix and be playable. But that was more from the technical side of the game. When we pull back and look at it now, it's far less of a content island than many other updates we've had. Some of the best arcanes and weapons being obtainable through it, and all of its new game modes. That and people like Reb and Pablo actually play the game. I feel like Warframe is in really good hands after Steve left. Megan is just sort of there. Where do I see Warframe going from here? It's really hard to say after Duviri. Rebecca has always been an advocate for quality of life. She endures the same bullshit that we do on a daily basis, so seeing stuff like Syndicate drops being party-wide pickups and sigils being decoupled from affinity gains, changes to the ammo economy and standard weapon damage, reworking augments, even the 3 starter frames are going to be getting buffs. It's just, it's nice to see. Now, will it get in the way of future updates? A lot of internal testing needs to be done before pushing these sorts of things, and since test clusters are pretty much non-existent these days, I can see it cutting a bit into actual development time, especially if they are going to be more frequent in the coming years. I'd love to be wrong. If DE can somehow manage to find this healthy balance between, you know, fixing the old content and giving us new, that'd be incredible, but we'll just have to wait and see. Tencent is always a looming thought in the back of my head after Fortuna in 2018. Warframe has experienced nothing but losses in terms of revenue, and this is all public information, by the way, earning reports through their last owner, Liu. After Tencent scooped them up, it was obvious that monetization was something that was going to be needed to be looked at, because they wouldn't have just bought a dying platform and just said, okay, keep losing money for us. That's just not how companies like Tencent work. They changed the types of boosters you get in Prime Access almost immediately. They aggressively started pushing the production of more deluxe skins and market bundles. And don't even get me started on the first 2 weeks of Prime Resurgence and the blatant lies the company was pushing on how offering plat packs to make it worth the same as Prime 1 vaulting bundles was technically impossible, only for it to become possible a week later. Fuck you. Tencent is very obviously sticking their hands in the cookie jar, and for the first time on record, I did not manage to find a single earnings report on Digital Extremes and Warframe. Tencent published all of their earnings for 2021, and everyone got their earnings listed and a little description, but Warframe only got some canned description like, oh, we hope that the future updates currently being worked on will bring in more revenue with promises of this and that and whatever. So, despite DE on Twitter always saying, oh, we're breaking sales records with this Prime Access, oh, we're getting crazy amounts of sale records with this deluxe skin, I'm just going to call a bit of tomfoolery on that. Either that, or they are very bad at budgeting. At the end of the day, DE is a company, Warframe is a game, and Tencent is a parasite that does not care about your feelings and will drop something if it is not profitable. Either that, or silently make their own Chinese version. I'm not telling everyone who's watching this to run out and buy Platinum and Prime Access. Keep DE humble. Give praise and reward where it is due, and call them out on the bad. I still have to say this for some of the window lickers sitting in the back of the class, but I do not hate Warframe. I genuinely love this game, but don't expect less than what your time is worth. And I think that's everything on my bullet points here. That's all I have to say. So subscribe to Simple Flips, tip your waiter, get your cat spayed and neutered, and your Urelli mating press.